So we'll be doing Surah Taha, Surah number 20. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Taha. Okay. Taha either means in Hebrew, Ya Rajul, O man. The second opinion is that Taha is a name of Allah. And this is one opinion of Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhum as well. Or it is something that is particular the way Allah talks to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The next opinion is that Taha stands for Tuba liman ihtada, glad tidings for the one who is guided. And one meaning is that Taha stands for Tahir, purify, meaning purify your heart or purify your clothes. مَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لِتَشْقَى. We haven't revealed the Qur'an upon you, so it doesn't tashqa become something that you are tired with. إِلَّا تَذْكِرَةً لِمَنْ يَخْشَى. But it is a reminder for the ones who fear Allah. The one who fear Allah, or the one who fear their sins. And the difference between the word khawf and khashya in Arabic, la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun, and khashyatillah, is that khawf you can visibly see on a person, and khashya you cannot. And there is a objection to this opinion, that how can you say that khashya cannot be seen on an individual, but khawf can, when Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء, that those who fear Allah from His service are the ulama. تَنزِيلًا مِّمَّنْ خَلَقَ الْأَرْضَ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ الْعُلَى. It's a revelation from the one who has created the heavens and the earth, Ula, the high heavens and the earth. They're towering above us. Ar-Rahman ala al-arsh istawa. Rahman, the merciful one, has done istawa upon his arsh. And we've spoken about istawa al-arsh before. That the istawa over here is not something that is literal, but rather it is a metaphorical. Istawa has 15 meanings. And Allah knows best which one. It is not directly linked to the meaning of jalasa, which means to sit. Because if you're sitting on something, then that chair is either bigger than you, nothing is bigger than Allah, or smaller than you, then there's no point of you sitting on it, or equal to you, then and there's nothing equal to Allah. La mithla lahu wa la mithla lahu. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وما بينهما وما تحت الثرى. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth, وما بينهما, and whatever is in between them, وما تحت الثرى, and whatever lies beneath the soil. It's the dirt that's under the earth, or the boulders at the core of the earth. وَإِن تَجْهَرْ بِالْقَوْلِ فَإِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ السِّرَّ وَأَخْفَى. And whether you speak loudly, Allah knows the silent, and Allah knows what is hidden. He knows the secrets, and He knows the whatever is hidden. It makes no difference for Allah. For Allah hears all. And sir is what a person, a secret someone tells someone else. And akhfa is what you just keep to yourself. Or sir is a secret that you kept to yourself, and akhfa is something that you haven't even disclosed to yourself. Allahu la ilaha illahu. Allah, there is no God but Him. Lahul asma'ul husna. For Him is the beautiful names. Allah has unlimited names. Not 99, not a particular, but unlimited names. وَهَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ مُوسَى. Another qiraat, وَهَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ مُوسَى. وَهَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ مُوسَى. Have you come across the story of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam? إِذْ رَأَى نَارًا فَقَالَ لِأَهْلِهِمْ كُثُوا إِنِّي آنَسْتُ نَارًا لعلي آتيكم منها بقبس أو أجد على النار هدى. When he saw the fire, Musa alayhi salam had nar and Allah had a nur, and it was the night of Jumu'ah and it was very cold. And this was after he spent his time with Shu'aib alayhi salam in Madian. He was traveling at night time. His wife was pregnant. It was a dark and cold night and they had lost their way. So he says, I will look for some fire. Inni anastu. He tells his family, he sees fire and he says, Umkuthu, stay here. Inni anastu, I perceive, manus, domesticated. I think that there is some fire there. لَعَلِّي آتِيكُم مِّنْهَا بِقَبَسٍ. Perhaps I will bring you a branch, a burning branch. أَوْ أَجِدُ عَلَى النَّارِ هُدَى. Or I will get guidance from the fire. And he got both of them. They say, Musa aag ko gaye, aag lene ko gaye, paygambari mil gayi. Musa alayhi salam went to get fire, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him nabuwa. He went for guidance in the dunya, Allah gave him guidance of the hereafter. And one opinion is that Musa alayhi salam went towards this area for 3 days. And he waited for 40 years after that. However, it seems highly unlikely that this opinion is accurate. فَلَمَّا أَتَاهَا نُودِيَ يَا مُوسَى. When he comes to the fire, he is told, O Musa. Now this fire was unique is because the trees were not burning. The leaves were not burning. And the voice and the sound was surround sound. So, you know, if you have a speaker, you're talking to someone, the voice is in one direction. But if you enter a room and the voice is coming from every inch of the room, then the experience of the sound is very different. It's like you have something in your earphones, you have earphones on. So when he comes, Allah says, O Musa, Inni ana rabbuk, I am your Allah. فَاخْلَعْنَ عَلَيْكَ إِنَّكَ بِالْوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوًى. Take your shoes off, take your slippers off. You are in the sacred valley of Tuwa. Now why did he say this? Ali radiallahu anhu says, so that he can experience the physical barakah of the valley of Tuwa by stepping on it. And one opinion is that his shoes were made of a dead donkey's hide, but it seems that it was the adab. فَاخْلَعْنَ عَلَيْكَ إِنَّكَ بِالْوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوًى وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. And I have chosen you, so listen carefully to what is being revealed upon you. Now, Tuwa means to traverse at nighttime. Or because Allah called upon him 2 times. And when you do something 2 times, it's like you're wrapping it up, and tawa means to wrap up as well. Or tuwa comes from the word ta'in al-wadi bi qadamik, step on it with your feet, step on this valley with your feet. So Musa alayhi salam took off his shoes and he placed it outside. إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري. Allah says, I am Allah, there is no God but me, فاعبدني, worship me, وأقم الصلاة لذكري, and establish salah for my remembrance. وأقم الصلاة لتذكرني. Establish salah so that you may remember me in it. Or establish salah with my dhikr. We start off with Allahu Akbar. Or establish salah whenever you remember me. Sa'id al-Musayyib rahimahullah says in a mursal narration that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Man nasiya salatan falyusalliha idha dhakaraha. Whoever forgets a prayer, let them pray it when they remember it. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. Because this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, إِنَّ السَّاعَةَ آتِيَةٌ أَكَادُ أُخْفِيهَا لِتُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا تَسْعَى. That indeed Qiyamah is coming. أَكَادُ أُخْفِيهَا, that I will hide it and not reveal it upon any single person. لِتُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا تَسْعَى, so that I may recompensate every soul for what they have strived and done. فَلَا يَصُدَّنَّكَ عَنْهَا مَنْ لَا يُؤْمِنُ بِهَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ فَتَرْدَى. Allah says, then it should not prevent you or avert you from those who do not believe in it, and they follow their desires, فَتَرَدَى, and they perish. People think that by following their desires that they will be able to be successful and they can live on and be happy. And Allah says, no. That is what will perish you. That is what will destroy you. وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى. Oh Musa, what's in your right hand? قَالَ هِيَ عَصَاي. He said, it's my staff. Now remember one thing, Musa and Allah is having a direct conversation. So there's a lutf in here, there is affection in here. So the question was, what's in your hand? And he responds, a stick is in my hand. And that was it. But he wants to prolong the conversation with his Allah. So he says, أَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَيْهَا, I lean on it, وَأَهُشُّ بِهَا عَلَى غَنَمِ, and I use it to bring down leaves. And for my sheep. But then he realizes, I'm talking to Allah, and perhaps I should not talk so much. So then he wraps the conversation up. وَلِيَ فِيهَا مَآرِبُ أُخْرَى. And for me, there is other uses as well. قَالَ أَلْقِهَا يَا مُوسَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Musa, throw your staff. فَأَلْقَاهَا فَإِذَا هِيَ حَيَّةٌ تَسْعَى. And when he threw it, it was a serpent, and it was swiftly moving towards him. So he began running away. And Allah said, قَالَ خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. Grab it and don't be scared. سَنُعِيدُهَا سِيرَتَهَا الْأُولَى. We will bring it back to its original form. We'll bring it back to how it originally looked. Musa alayhi salam said, I lean on this. Allah said, even what you lean on, you cannot trust it, for that can be a snake. Sometimes we trust someone and we think they are a support in our mechanism, and we think they are close to us, but what they are is in reality a snake that is going to harm us. And the only support we have is our Allah. وَاضْمُمْ يَدَكَ إِلَى جَنَاحِكَ تَخْرُجْ بَيْضَاءَ مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ آيَةً أُخْرَى. Allah says, and draw near your hand into your side over here. تَخْرُجْ بَيْضَاء. It will come out white and clear. مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ. Without any disease. It's not that it's going to be a white disease or something on your hand. It's another sign. It will be like a flashlight. Your iPhone has light. They got it from the story of Musa alayhi salam. لِنُرِيَكَ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا الْكُبَرَى. So that we may show you some of our great signs. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Allah says, go to Fir'aun, he has transgressed, he has rebelled. قال رب اشرح لي صدري. So Musa alayhi salam is given this nabuwa and tasked. So he says, Ya Allah, open my chest. وَيَسِّرَ لِي أَمْرِي. And make it easy for me. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي. And remove the knot from my tongue. When he was a young boy and Fir'aun held him, Fir'aun had jewels in his beard. So Musa alayhi salam grabbed it and jumped one slap on the face of Fir'aun. And Fir'aun, he pulled it so hard that tears began flowing from his eyes. Fir'aun said that this is the boy that will kill me. And they said, what are you talking about? He's just a little boy. He said, no, he knows I'm Fir'aun. He is from Banu Israel. He is the one. He said, no, he's not. So he puts Musa alayhi salam in a dark room. And he puts a diamond there. And he puts a hot coal there. And he says that if he reaches for the diamond, then he understands that the coal is hot and he shouldn't touch it. But if he reaches for the coal, then he is like any other child. So Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was about to reach for the diamond, and Jibreel Amin pushed his hand and he grabbed the coal and he put that in his mouth, which caused him to stammer a little bit, meaning sometimes his speech stammered. However, the miracle was that when he would give da'wah, it would go away. Or it means that he's talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he is embarrassed, that when he's talking to Allah, he's saying that, Allah, I'm talking to you, my speech is far less. يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِ from fiqh. Fiqh means to understand. يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِ, so that they may understand my words. وَاجْعَلْ لِي وَزِيرًا مِّنْ أَهْلِي. And he asked for a assistant from his own family. Harun akhi, Harun, my brother. Ushdud bihi azri, strengthen him, reinforce him with him my strength. Wa ashrikhu fi amri, and make him join in my task. They say no brother has helped another brother as Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam helped his brother. Did for his brother by getting him nabuwat as well. كَيْ نُسَبِّحَكَ كَثِيرًا, so that we may glorify you extensively. وَنَذْكُرَكَ وَنَذْكُرَكَ كَثِيرًا, and we may do your dhikr excessively. إِنَّكَ كُنْتَ بِنَا بَصِيرًا, you are certainly watching over us. قَالَ قَدْ أُوتِيتَ سُؤْلَكَ يَا مُوسَى, Allah said, Musa, I've given you what you have asked me. وَلَقَدْ مَنَنَّا عَلَيْكَ مَرَّةً أُخْرَى, and I've given you a favor a second time. And this is, the first time is when he took care of him as a child. إِذْ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّكَ مَا يُوحَىٰ, and when we revealed upon your mother what was to be revealed. This shows that even a woman can get wahi, but this is called ilham. أَنِ اقْذِفِيهِ فِي التَّابُوتِ فَاقْذِفِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ فَلْيُلْقِهِ الْيَمُّ بِالسَّاحِلِ. So he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told her, remember Harun alayhi salam was older, he was born in the year that the boys were kept alive, and Musa alayhi salam was born in the year that the boys were slaughtered. That a guard would be posted outside a woman's house the moment she was expecting, and when the baby would be born, while it was still connected to the umbilical cord, it would be slaughtered in front of the mother. So when Musa alayhi salam was born, secretly, Musa alayhi salam, Allah told him to put him in a basket and toss him into the water. And think about it from a mother's side, that you're trying to save your child by putting it into certain death. And then the river will toss it further onto the shore. And who will get it? You are trying to save it from the guard? We will drop it in the hands of Fir'aun himself. أَنِ اقْذِفِيهِ فِي التَّابُوتِ فَاقْذِفِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ فَلْيُلْقِهِ الْيَمُّ بِالسَّاحِلِ, and the river will throw you on the shore. يَأْخُذُهُ عَدُوٌّ لِّي وَعَدُوٌّ لَّهُ, my enemy and your enemy will grab him. وَأَلْقَيْتُ عَلَيْكَ مَحَبَّةً مِّنِّي, and I have casted my love upon you, O Musa, so that you may become everyone's favorite. وَلِتُصْنَعَ عَلَىٰ عَيْنِي, and so that you may be brought up under my eye. إِذْ تَمْشِي أُخْتُكَ فَتَقُولُ هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَىٰ مَنْ يَكْفُلُهُ. Now the mother sends the daughter, look after him on the side of the river and see where he's going. So she's going on the side of the river. In this story, Musa alayhi salam's mother is mentioned, sister is mentioned, brother is mentioned, father-in-law is mentioned, wife is mentioned. A lot of Musa alayhi salam's family is mentioned. His father isn't mentioned though. فَرَجَعْنَاكَ إِلَىٰ أُمِّكَ كَيْ تَقَرَّ عَيْنُهَا وَلَا تَحْزَنْ, and we returned you to your mother so that her eyes كَيْ تَقَرَّ could be cooled. وَلَا تَحْزَنْ, and don't be scared. وَقَتَلْتَ نَفْسًا فَنَجَّيْنَاكَ مِنَ الْغَمِّ, and you killed a person. And when we took you out of the difficulty you were in, وَفَتَنَّاكَ فُتُونًا, but then we tested you a lot of tests as well. فَلَبِثْتَ سِنِينَ فِي أَهْلِ مَدْيَنَ, you remained few years in Madian. ثُمَّ جِئْتَ عَلَىٰ قَدَرٍ يَا مُوسَى, and after all this, you came to the point, the destined point, that your whole life led up to this point. وَاصْطَنَعْتُكَ لِنَفْسِي, and I have fashioned you and I have cultivated you for myself. اذهب أنت وأخوك بآياتي ولا تنيا في ذكري. Allah says, go you and your brother with my signs, and don't slack or don't lack on my remembrance. اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى, go towards Fir'aun, he has rebelled. فَقُولَا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا لَعَلَّهُ يَتَذَكَّرُ أَوْ يَخْشَى. Say to him, talk to him gently, so that he may remember and he may be fearful. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all a gentle approach. قَالَ رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا نَخَافُ أَن يَفْرُطَ عَلَيْنَا أَوْ يَطْغَى. They said, Oh Allah, we're afraid that he may take action against us, or he may become even more rebellious against you. قَالَ لَا تَخَافَا. Don't be scared. إِنَّنِي مَعَكُمَا أَسْمَعُ وَأَرَى. I am surely with both of you. I hear and I see. Imagine Musa alayhi salam is with Fir'aun the whole time. Fir'aun never kills him. فَأْتِيَا فَقُولَا إِنَّا رَسُولَا رَبِّكَ فَأَرْسِلْ مَعَنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل. Bas, we'll do this on Monday, inshallah. Is there any questions people can ask?